Welcome to the BeeCreative podcast. Hello and welcome to the BeeCreative podcast. Today is podcast number 2. I am joined today with Candy. Say hi, Candy.
Hi.
Candy, today's podcast 2, right? I'm losing count.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We're so far into it.
Yeah, well, I know you have trouble with numbers, so...
Yeah, I do.
Alright, today we're going to talk about a bunch of things. Gaming for once. Wouldn't that be nice, Candy?
Yeah, it's nice to talk about games and not penis.
Well, maybe we can make time for penis if you really want.
Oh, okay.
I have a list of games coming out in the rest of September, some that already came out, and then other gaming news, and then we'll close up with some random stuff. So first, I want to talk about a report or an article I come across today, Candy. Would you like to know the title of it?
Oh, what's the title?
The title is 7 Questions About the Lady with 3 Boobs. What comes to mind?
Honestly, I looked on Facebook today and I saw that and I saw
you already
the picture.
saw it?
Yeah, I've already seen it. So, I mean...
Well, here's some more. There's some more there. Check out that link.
But I mean, I guess if some...
Well, let me get through it a little bit more. This woman is a 21-year-old woman named Jasmine Trideville. I don't know how you say it. Probably not a real name. She has spent $20,000 to implant a third breast into the center of her chest. You know, what was that movie? Fifth Element?
No, it was the one with Arnold in it. Where he went to Mars.
Yeah, one of those. Anyway, she's a massage therapist in Tampa, Florida. Let's see, what was her reasons? She wants to land a reality show with MTV to ward off men. Her quote, I got it because I wanted to make myself unattractive to men because I don't want to date anymore. What do you think, Candy?
I think she has... I think I know what her problem is. I mean, you can kind of see her head, and it's kind of shaped like an egg. I mean, she isn't very smart.
Do you find her attractive? Look at her from the chest up.
The chest up, without all that stupid-ass makeup,
Yeah.
the one on what is it, the right side?
Purple
where
one?
she's not wearing... No, the black one.
The right one.
Without the middle boob, she actually would probably be pretty attractive.
So you don't find the third boob attractive?
No.
Why not?
Do
you like to motorboat breasts? Is that what it is?
Not really, but still.
So you would not be with her?
No, I probably wouldn't be with her.
Not even for one night?
Not even for, well, maybe for one night, but that's about it.
Do you think this would make men like her more?
Probably.
Would you let her be...
My question is, do you think that boob works?
I doubt it. I don't even know if this is real. It could be a stunt.
Could she like bend over and you could milk her like a cow?
Probably could, but I think silicone would come out, you know?
Well, you never know unless you try.
Do you think I'll be in a position one day where I can milk her third breast?
You never know. I
don't think I'm ever going to meet her, Candy. But if I do, that'll be my question. May I milk your third breast?
Okay.
Would you let this woman be your massage therapist?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
So you'd hire her?
Yeah. If I had the money.
Well, anything else you want to say about her?
I mean, not really. I mean, she's got a third boob. Good for her.
Looks kind of goth.
I can't wait until she grows old and she's got 3 sags in front of her.
What if the middle one doesn't sag, but the other 2 are? Would you be into it then?
That's gonna look really awkward.
Would you lick her asshole?
No, I wouldn't.
No, but you've done that with a woman before, right?
Yeah.
You
once.
said it wasn't that bad?
It wasn't that bad.
You said that you had her sandblast her butt?
Well, no, I didn't, but I knew it wasn't, dirty, so...
How do you know?
I thought, what the hell?
Did you guys go out for a big day that day with some big meals, chili and stuff?
Oh yeah, that's what we did.
Oh really? Well, walk me through through the setup. Like, how did this go down?
Oh boy, I don't even remember.
You don't remember?
It wasn't it's set up. We were just having sex, and I just decided to go down there. You
And
know,
lick
it
her
was a spur of
asshole.
it was just like a couple times, and she smacked me on the head and said, "Not there."
She did?
Yeah.
Was she on her back?
Yeah.
You were in the wait, back up. You said you were in the middle of sexual intercourse and you just stopped and went down there?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, at what point does "I want to lick a butthole" trigger into your head in the middle of thrusts?
what do you? That's not. Shut up.
Well, tell me. I want to understand.
I wasn't thrusting yet. You know, you have to
Oh, well,
begin
you
with
said
things
you were already in
first.
the middle of sex, so I figured you were
No,
already
you
slamming the
confused
wallet.
me. I was not slamming the wallet.
So would you do it again?
I don't know. It depends on the girl.
Yeah. Like, what kind of women are you into?
Just normal women.
Ones on the heavier side, lower side, middle side?
Women that I can see shit.
Now, what do you mean by that?
I'm not gonna comment on that because I don't want to offend people, but you know, it's kind of an inside thing. If I can't see shit, it's probably not gonna work.
No, you're talking about being ridden, correct?
Yes.
So you want to be able to see shit while being ridden.
Oh, God.
All right, let's move on. Let's do September gaming releases. Apparently on September 2nd, some kind of game, what's it called? The Sims 4, have you heard of it, Candy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Have you played The Sims before?
No, I've never really played The Sims.
Yeah, me either. So you don't really have any opinion on it?
I mean, I've seen people play it. I've thought about playing the newest one, but it's not a game that I'm really into.
Yeah, I've thought about it too. A lot of people have asked me to stream it because I think it'll be funny for the stream, but I feel like I'm going to have a difficult time getting into it for long amounts of time. Like, how much playtime can you get out of a single file?
I
assume a lot.
Yeah.
But how much entertainment, to stay interested?
Well, I mean, I've seen other streamers like attempt to get money, so they kill off people. Take their money.
You're talking about Slender, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched him kill people in the house.
That's not very nice of him. But how long can that be entertaining?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen him play it in a while, so.
You just pretty much build a house and live with people?
Yeah, and make other people, so.
And you have neighbors?
In this one, I believe you do. It may also be online. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with the game that much, so.
That interests, to be honest. Next title, I believe you are playing now on September 9th. Destiny came out, but you didn't buy it on September 9th, did you?
No, I didn't. I bought it a couple days ago.
Yeah? What did you make?
I made a Titan.
Still debating if I want it. The Titan is a tank class, correct?
It's a tank class / more like a melee class, I believe. I don't know if I haven't played the game long enough. I think there's tanks, but there looks like there's a tanking class, but I'm not honestly sure. I'm only level 5. There looks like there's multiple classes for each skill you
like the
choose.
way it branches?
Yeah.
So kind of Borderlands-ish, the way you build it?
Yeah. Like, I seem to be making more of a melee person.
So is it like for sure an MMO? Would you classify it under MMO?
No, I would consider it more like a multiplayer, like on the fly, single player. What happens is you'll be playing the game, and you'll be set. You know, you played the beta, and you join a game, and certain people will be thrown into it. Like, you'll be thrown in a map, and there'll be level 20s running around you. And they'll be doing their own thing while you're doing, like, your own quest and stuff. So I guess it's not... No, they can't kill you.
Okay.
So you're just... They can help you if they want, but I guess it makes it feel like it's an MMO, but really it's not. It's just being thrown into a map that some other people are in.
I was also reading that a group of people finally downed the first raid. I guess it was at a very long grind to do it. So I would be interested to know how a raid works in that, since you don't classify it as an MMO.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing is, I mean, when you go into a map, there's people there, so I'm not sure how the raids actually work. Like, you must go in there as a party, so it's
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Next game I've been playing the past few days, Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call. You're not a fan of this game, are you, Candy?
I'm not into those type of games, but it is cool. I thought about buying it just to try it out, but
I've never been into music rhythm games. I mean, the only one I bought prior to this was DJ Hero, the first DJ Hero, but I didn't even play it that much. But this one, probably, I mean, I'm willing to admit, the only reason I'm probably playing it is because it's got Final Fantasy all over it.
yeah.
But all the characters and the music, it's very nostalgic. It's fun. There's some challenging modes that I can't even beat. I'd like to see you play it, Candy.
Yeah.
Are you good with your hands?
Not really.
No. What kind of things do you do with your hands?
Work with them, make food,
Do you ever
play
put
video
your
games.
hand? Do you ever put your hand into a circle and fuck it?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's getting kind of old, though. I'd like to retire that.
It's hard to retire, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to retire, but I'm sure I could do it.
Maybe you could retire into some Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call for the 3DS that came out on September 16, 2014.
Maybe.
You gonna buy the game or not?
Probably not. Not right now. I have too many games that I have to buy already, so...
Yeah, well, I highly recommend it for anyone that has a 3DS and is a Final Fantasy fan, because Candy loves the game. Right, Candy?
Oh, yeah. I love it.
All right, what else is coming out? This is not a complete list of all September titles, just the ones that I had any interest in. Actually, this next one I don't have a ton of interest in, but I know a lot of my viewers are going to beg me to play it. It comes out on September 24th, 2 days from now. Slender, The Arrival. Actually, it says it's for PS3. Is this game already out?
It might be.
Slender, The Arrival? Well, apparently it's coming out for PS3 and Xbox 360. I've never played a Slender game, but I know what it's about. It's pretty much run and hide and look for notes, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Who knows? Maybe they changed it up with this one.
Are you gonna play it?
I honestly have never played Slender Man. I don't really play horror games, so...
You're not into horror games at all, are you?
It's not that. I just never have played any.
Yeah, me either.
I don't really get scared easily.
Yeah, I've never played a horror game.
I think the last movie that actually scared me for some reason was Godzilla, like the one from 2000.
What have you seen? Like, what was the last scary movie that scared you? Past 14 years or so.
I think that was the one.
Godzilla?
Yes.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
I did.
All right. Next up is a big title I'm waiting for on the 26th. What is that? 4 days from now. Hyrule Warriors. Wii U. Part of my little mini Darklink marathon. What do you think of that title, Candy?
That title I think is going to be really up in the air for Nintendo.
You're not getting it, are you?
I haven't decided whether I'm going to get it or not. That game it's Dynasty Warriors with Zelda in it, and I played Dynasty Warriors, and I liked it a while back, but I can't get into them anymore. So
I played it on PS2. That was the last time I ever touched it, and it might have been the very first one.
I think I played one of the first ones on the PlayStation 3.
What I remember most is it's very repetitive. You seem to do the same things. I've read some reviews about this one. It's fallen along the same lines, but like with Theatrhythm, I might be able to be into it just because it's got a Zelda skin on it.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. And if I'm going to be one thing I'm worried about is if it is repetitive, I'm supposed to be doing a 24-hour marathon of it. I hope that I can stay entertained, or if not, I will fail. I know there's a lot of characters. You can even play as the bad people. Ganon, Zaunt, dude from Skyward Sword. I can't remember his name. But you can play as the bad guys and the good guys, Candy.
Pretty cool.
You don't want to play as Midna?
I'm not really.
Zelda?
I did see that where you could play as the wolf.
You can. I did not know that. I know you could play as Midna. Or is it Midna and the wolf?
I think it's both. I saw the wolf, so I'm thinking it's either both, or you can play as either one.
And I guess there's a ton of weapons to unlock, and you can upgrade them piece by piece making each weapon stronger. I think I read that you could make even some of your swords stronger than the Master Sword. And there's things you can get, like the very first sword from Zelda 1, that pixelated, boxy-looking sword. You can equip that, and it looks completely out of place, but pretty funny.
Yeah.
And you can kill enemies with it, Candy.
I hope you can.
With a sword, like you can swing it and hurt people.
Can you get the sword from the Zelda TV show?
A little dagger thing?
Yeah.
That would be funny. I doubt it. It would be funny if that Zelda was in it too, to play as her.
Yeah. And the Link.
Yeah, and if he actually had the voice and he talked, the only Link that talks, that would be funny. But you know they won't do that.
Excuse me!
They won't do that.
Why not?
It would make too much sense. Would be awesome. Next up, another game I am hugely excited for, but I don't hear anybody talking about it but me. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, September 30th. Do you even care about it, Candy?
Not really. I think it's going to be another Lord of the Rings game like the other ones, and it's just going to be a mediocre game.
I think it's going to be really good. They have that Nemesis system in it. People that aren't familiar, there's a character in each new game you start. You're going to come into a Nemesis character that looks completely different for each time you start like a new game. And he tailors, like the story tailors to how you're playing. So like if you're leveling up this skill, your Nemesis is going to level up the opposite. And, you know, he'll enlist other soldiers to protect him, like if you beat him up once, or he'll start mocking you if he beats you once, because I guess you can lose and still keep going, and that sounds really cool to me. And of course there's all these skill trees, different ways to play, different ways to let the narrative play out. How does that not sound cool to you, Candy? You're not a Lord of the Rings fan?
Not really. But I don't think the game's going to do as well. Think it is, but maybe it will. It's
going to be on my stream, so you guys can look for it. I don't know how I'm going to tie it in. It's going to be hard with Zelda Warrior or Hyrule Warriors and a whole bunch of games coming out in October that we're not going to talk about right now. That's all on my list for September. Is there anything you wanted to add that I missed in September?
Not really. I mean, there's obviously we're not into the month where all the big games are coming out, like next month and November. There's a
terrible game coming out in November, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. And other gaming news. This is big for me. I know you were kind of negative about it, but I'm excited. We'll start with the smaller one, but Final Fantasy Type 0 coming out for PS4 and Xbox One. Do you even care about this title?
I don't know. I really haven't looked into the title. Obviously, we were part of a group to get it localized.
Project Crystallis, yes.
Yes, and honestly, I was interested with it back then, but now, I mean, I might buy it, but I'm not sure.
Well, I'm going to play the hell out of it. I was just reading an article about it this morning. They what they did was they added, I guess there was a lot of complaints that the game's extremely difficult. There's only one game mode.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast a while back when the first game came out, and they said it was to the point where if you had, there's places where you could have the wrong character, like you had to have a character that could use like flying or something, and the game doesn't tell you, and if you go into the dungeon without that character, you're basically screwed, have to leave the dungeon and completely redo it.
Yeah, because there's like enemies in the air, and if you can't attack them in the air, then you're fucked. Yeah, I was reading
pretty much.
Some other things I didn't know about it, but I guess apparently you, let me see, I have it right here in front of me. You are given, I guess it's all about a school, right? Your school.
Yeah.
Your kids.
I believe it's two schools that are
battling each other
at war.
Okay, yeah, right here it says, you have 14 characters to cycle through. Once they're all dead, it's game over. Now, does that mean if a character dies, it's permanent through the whole file, or do you not know?
I don't think it's permanent. I think it's more of like you're doing a mission, but I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Yeah. I think if they lower the difficulty, it probably won't be like that. They'll probably make it like you'll have like 15 chances to beat it or something like that.
It says that, it says the game was unforgivably difficult. A complete lack of resurrection spells, Phoenix Downs, means that the deaths of characters are final. You cannot simply bring them back. You do have 14 characters to cycle through, but once they're dead, it's game over. And it just brought up the example you just said. Like, if you're in a dungeon, the boss can fly, but you have no ranged characters alive, and no ranged magic equipped, you will never win.
Yep.
And also the easy mode, I guess normal mode, puts you in a position to where you have to make a lot of choices, but like apparently like each boss has to have a weak point to flip them over or to attack them, but I guess in easy mode your normal attacks can actually do something. I don't know. I'll probably just play on normal mode. That is my dog drinking in the background. I assume you can hear it.
Oh yeah. Cloud.
It's Tifa actually.
Tifa.
Way too much water while I'm recording live videos. Anyway, they also removed local they removed online multiplayer, so we can't play together.
Oh, that sucks.
I know, I was kind of looking forward to that. Let's see, where was that at? Here. The PSP version of the game. Oh, this is what I was talking about a little bit ago. Normal attacks do little damage, but anyway. What were you going to say?
It's kind of weird they do that since it was on the PS3.
PSP.
Are you sure it's not coming out for the PS4?
It's PS4 and Xbox One.
Okay, well, I figured it'd be easier for them to do online.
You would think, but it says the original PSP game allowed you to play an ad hoc with up to 2 other human players in your party. But they removed it for some reason. The reason why we made this decision was because what prompted us to make a Western version of Type 0 in the first place was the demand from fans. So we wanted to deliver the game as quickly as possible to the fans, so rather than taking the time to remake the co-op mode, we would rather keep as many of the original elements as possible, but still deliver the game as quickly as possible to satisfy the demands of fans. So they're pretty much saying they're not going to do it because it'll take more time.
Oh. Do you think we had some of
influence? I don't know.
Influence?
They said that in this article, actually. They said the reason they're doing it is because they did not know that there was such a big demand in the West. I think we did a lot of good work, but I didn't think it was hundreds of thousands of people, you know?
Yeah.
But apparently they saw it. Well, anyway, Final Fantasy Type 0 will be released North America and Europe on March 21st next year. PS4 and Xbox One. And next topic. This game will include a playable demo of Final Fantasy 15. Now, did you know about the new director on Final Fantasy 15?
I heard about it, but I don't know who it is.
It is Tabata, and you know what he made? He made Type 0 and Crisis Core and some others, but those are the most notable, which should mean that 15's in good hands, wouldn't you think?
Oh yeah, seems like it. Maybe this means the game will actually get done now. Yeah.
An interview was actually done with him last night about this. He said this is his first numbered Final Fantasy game. It should be a good thing. I mean, they removed Nomura. They put Tetsuya Nomura on full-time Kingdom Hearts 3.
Where he needs to be.
Yeah, but this was his baby too. He's been working since 2006 on it. Tabata said he does not feel any pressure about 15. He just wants to get the game out there, see what people think, and hopefully get a good reaction. So it's more of him looking forward to that feeling than any pressure. What do you think?
I hope he don't feel any pressure.
It's only been 9 years.
And not only that, I mean, I think this game, Final Fantasy 15, is like their last
chance
thing. If this game fucks up, I mean, I think Square Enix is gonna bottom up.
I agree.
They've really been slipping lately with their choices.
Only one main title. I mean, one title coming out on PS3 and 13 Saga. Like nobody. I didn't know anybody that asked for more and more and more of that. Some interesting facts, though, he said in the interview yesterday. He said Final Fantasy 15 trailer was all in-game engine except for the part with spaceships flying. I don't remember spaceships flying. Do you?
No.
He said that was the only pre-rendered part. Apparently, the game is only 55% done. A lot of people I've read through Twitter and comments are saying, "Oh, 55% done. That means it'll take another 7-8 years, to do the other 50%." And Tabata said that 55% is not after 8 years of work. He wants you to think of the 55% to be from the time he started on the project from 2 years ago. He's asking all the fans to consider that and not the 2006 first announcement of Versus 13. The game's development can be divided into Tabata and after Tabata. We'd like us to think. What do you think?
So it sounds like Nomura did the story, and Tabata's doing everything else.
I guess he's picking it up from where Nomura left it.
It's like the game. I have a feeling the game has been. When we first saw it, what was it, 2006?
Yeah, the little trailer.
I think they had a lot of it done, and once they decided they wanted to make like the best game ever, they decided to just scrap everything and redo the whole thing.
That's actually what he's just said here. He said, I joined the project 2 years ago, and around that time we changed platforms. We re-examined Final Fantasy XV's development structure. We had the gameplay team, the cinematics or CG team, and the game engine team, and we finally merged them all together to work on this game. I think we can deliver the best that Square Enix has to offer. Let me see. There was a whole quote in here about where he talked about why how they scrapped everything. He's quoted, so when I joined the development team, we've also shifted primarily using pre-rendered CG to a mix of pre-rendered CG and in-game images. So it sounds like Nomura was filling it with CG.
Yeah.
Tabata wants the experience to be seamless, as beautiful as possible. The trailer shows they're getting there. He says that what you saw this past week was 70% visually of what they're aiming for. When the demo comes out, he plans for it to be at 80% of what they hope to achieve, and by the time the game is fully released, 100%. I'm not sure what he means by that. I guess I don't know how. It looked beautiful to me.
Yeah, but I'm sure it probably could be sharpened up a little.
And then when brought up with Tetsuya Nomura, he said, the logical question, should we think of Final Fantasy Versus 13 and Final Fantasy 15 as separate games? Different? He said, we are making this for the gamers who have been waiting since the game was Final Fantasy Versus 13. But this is not the exact same game. The director is different, the platform has switched to the current gen, and because the platform has changed, there were things we had to reevaluate. Like what we can do and cannot do, or even what we have to do. The various circumstances are different. When it brought up about Nomura's, because this was his baby for so long, Tabata said he had a meeting with Nomura to make sure they were on the same page, and he's quoted saying, I wanted to make sure that the character, like Noctis, which are extremely important to Nomura, are maintained in the best way possible. So, I know there's been a lot of articles about how important Noctis was to Nomura.
Yeah.
What else is here? Oh, another thing is they want people to think that, they showed a lot of that car in the trailers. I guess they want people to think of the car as another party member, like an emotional attachment to the car. I'm not sure why that's so important.
I mean, obviously, is that the same car that was in the first trailers?
Yeah, but they never. I mean, they said you'd be able to drive the car, but now it's a big focal point.
I mean, maybe we don't know, but maybe the car is actually like a living thing or something.
Maybe. There's a couple different options when playing the game. I guess you can get in the car as a passenger, and one of the characters, I believe it's Ignis, the blonde one, he will drive it and drive you right to the destinations, and cutscenes will play out where they're all sharing dialogue. That's pretty cool.
Right.
They wanted, obviously you're not going to be able to tune the car like Gran Turismo, but they said, we certainly made the driving so it's enjoyable and fun. The driving replicates the feel of controlling a car, but doesn't go into the nitty-gritty of it.
So it sounds like they're trying to make an open world futuristic game. Mm-hmm. With it sounding like that, I mean, I hear that, and it kind of sounds like GTA a little.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind running over some monsters.
I don't know if that'll happen.
That giant turtle. Why can't I run that over?
I don't think you're going to run into it more than run over it. He's quoted, that being said, if the game is totally open world, it kind of defeats what makes a Final Fantasy game Final Fantasy, which is the dramatic and cinematic storytelling. The game is balanced to ideally satisfy those fans who like traditional Final Fantasy storytelling, so they can feel like they're following an epic story. So it is open world, but I guess to me it sounds like it's going to have scripted areas, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
Like if you show up here, it's going to play this out, and then you can play around in there.
But it could also be like what 13 did, And like there's scripted areas, but then they'll have like some giant ass area that you can just explore and do whatever in.
I think the whole game's going to be a giant ass area. More like where you unlock each area as you get there, kind of thing. Plays out this dialogue, blah 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 blah. That's what I think it'll. Another thing that a lot of people are confused about is the battling system, how the combat works. All they've said is that it's very natural and that the team is always tag teaming with each other. The game has that action element, but is also taking into consideration the traditional Final Fantasy party play. It sounds like they're trying to make turn-based completely fluent, because I know in the trailer they had the part where, do you remember the part where Noctis got hurt and he was like kneeling down?
Yeah.
And it looked like the one character was covering him, something how you could cover in other Final Fantasies when somebody was attacked.
Right.
It sounds like they're wrapping that all up into one fluent motion. It sounds impossible, but...
So, like, with 13, where they kind of do whatever, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it's more, you can run around and stuff.
Yeah. I don't think there's a battle shift, though, when you run into an enemy.
Yeah, but I wonder if... Didn't they say that you could only play as one character at a time?
No, you'll be able to switch through, but I think there's a big confusion with that. I was reading about it, but I think you'll be able to switch through, but only in the demo. You might only be Noctis, where the confusion is, because he made a comment about it, but I think he was referring to the demo.
Okay.
Because they've showed that up forever, that you could switch between them. Another thing with the controls aren't you simply press a button once for a single action to happen. Rather, they are a continuous flow of movement. So it sounds like if you hit circle, it'll play out like 3 to 4 moves, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's more about the movements that are associated with each button and building upon the buttons for actions through the combat system. So it sounds like you have to have good timing and you kind of build up a combo or something?
Yeah. Kind of like Theatrhythm.
I don't know about that. I don't think there's going to be a music game in it, Ken.
You never know. It's Square Enix.
And he said, I think if you've tried it, you'd think it is very natural. The way the game plays has to feel good. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, it'll feel way more natural when the game actually comes out. So watching it on a video for the next, how many years?
Yeah. And then he also said, with each new game, Square Enix showed what was possible on current video game hardware. So 2 years ago when Tabata joined the project, that was the goal. Make a game that knock everybody's socks off. A game that will impress. If we don't do something that people think is amazing, it's meaningless. If we don't do something that's challenging, it's also meaningless. Sounds like he understands. It sounds a lot more clear than anything else we've heard from this game.
He basically confirms that this is all or nothing for them.
That actually came up here too. What do you think of the future numbered Final Fantasy games? Will they be released in a more reasonable and timely manner? He said, if the development is for the PS4 and the Xbox One, then I think it would go smoothly, but there are various factors to keep in mind, such as the amount of content and whatnot. So across the board, I don't know if it would be shorter. Personally, if I was making another one, though, with the same process for the same platforms, then development would be very fast. We came this far in only 2 years, so I think we could develop a new game quickly. Then this interviewer asked him, then I think you should make Final Fantasy 16. And he said, if I could do anything I'd like, Tabata replied, I'd want to make Final Fantasy Type 1 first. He sounds like he has a very big attachment to the Type series. I wonder if that's going to be its own series.
It might be.
Well, anyway, that's enough Final Fantasy 15. The demo will be on March 2015, coinciding with the Type 0. I don't know if it'll be on the disc. Maybe you'll get a download code. Of course, no release date for Final Fantasy 15. All right, moving on. What else do I have? A whole list of... I'm a big fanboy, a whole bunch of details about Final Fantasy 15, but we'll move on. What do I have next? Metal Gear Solid 5. Do you like Metal Gear?
I played them. I'm not a big fan of them, but...
No?
No.
Well, there's some cool new stuff. Kojima, I'm not sure what this is, a demo, but Hideo Kojima, he, since he just made PT, the new Silent Hill trailer.
Right.
He added in what is that thing? A ghost from PT in Metal Gear Solid 5. There's a video where it shows Snake throws this looking like a smoke bomb thing out, and then in the smoke you see that giant tall ghost thing. I don't know if you saw that in PT. Extremely creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Metal Gear 5. It was shown off at the TGS, Tokyo Game Show 2014. I'm not sure who was playing it. It was probably Kojima himself. And then also big Metal Gear 5 news. I think it was yesterday or the day before. But Snake is going to have a wolf, a little dog friend in the game named Dee Dee. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't.
It's, I guess, going to be a pretty big part of the game. Let me see, what can I tell you about it? His name's Dee Dee. Once retrieved, Dee Dee will enter the tender care of Ocelot, and it will train under Ocelot. He's big enough to pose dramatically with his master. At one point, I guess, when he gets older, the wolf will even wear an eye patch like Snake. Dee Dee can accompany Snake or Big Boss, or whatever you want to call him, on your missions. What will Dee Dee do on these missions? I have no idea. But he will eventually wear an eye patch, which looks adorable. And another report I read on it said that he can die, which is sad. So I wonder if that's, like, if it's a thing where it would play out differently in the story, or if it's a game over. You know, like if Snake died and the dog dies, game over. Kind of cool, though. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool concept. I hope it works. I mean, I'll probably play the game.
Yeah, it looks awesome. If you look at the screenshots, the wolf looks very mean, too. Shows him getting on the helicopter with Snake, sitting down. I want a trained wolf. How do we get trained wolves?
I think you can buy them.
You can buy trained wolves?
Yeah.
All right, moving on. There was a new Oculus Rift prototype shown off. Did you hear about that?
Nope.
Do you follow any gaming news?
You know what I follow, but...
Yeah, one game. Come on, man.
Yep.
Well, this new prototype is called the Crescent Bay. Now, I don't even know why. I mean, if I was a company, I wouldn't show off something new before the current one even comes out, because Oculus Rift isn't even available to the public.
I mean, are you sure about that?
You can't go buy it at Walmart right now. You can't go buy it.
Well, I mean, I've seen streamers play with it.
Yeah, because they're probably popular and they're able to have some kind of connection to get them on.
This guy had like 12 viewers. This guy was
probably
not
paid
popular.
A lot. I'm not sure, but apparently the Crescent Bay, it's a massive leap forward. I guess I don't know, but you could call it a gripe, but one of the limitations of the first one is that you could not fully do a 360 spin, like turn around, look behind you. Yeah. I guess this new one will have whatever the technology's called. There'll be little dots on the back of your head that'll scan the back of your room too, so you can do full 360 spins, which is pretty cool. But I mean, right when you buy the first Oculus, I mean, it's already going to be outdated. So what's the point of bringing the first one out? I don't know.
Not sure.
I'd like one. The only problem I'd have with these 3D headsets, because Sony's making one for PS4, is I won't be able to look at chat, and that's very important to me on Twitch.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the streamer I watched play with it had his chat in the game. Yes, he could see the chat.
What was he playing?
Minecraft.
Oh, that would be the perfect game for that headset. Yeah, the developer kit has LEDs on the rear of the new units. You can spin around in your chair and not get sick while using it. But it's still designed to be a seated experience. I don't know. I want to try one of these someday. For some reason, I think the PS4 one will be available for this.
Might be.
All right, moving on. What's I have? This is more of like a little comment, but have you heard about Square Enix's new cloud gaming service?
Where you can play their games.
Yeah, on a cloud.
Yeah. I've heard some stuff about it, but not a lot.
You know what they named it? They named it Shinra.
Oh, they named it, Shinra Corp.
Yeah, because it's cloud gaming, so it's Shinra Corp Cloud Gaming, and they also partnered in this division with a new developer, Avalanche Studios. So they got Shinra Cloud and Avalanche in this whole thing. I thought it was kind of funny. That was more of a comment, not much to talk about there. I'm not really familiar with cloud gaming. I don't think it would ever work for anything I do, though.
Cloud gaming is what people are what they're trying to do is make it so you can, instead of like going out and buying a game, you can rent it, basically, and play it through an online service. So, like, you'll play the game, you won't have to download it, you'll just play it, like, off a server.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch to it, and it's still new, so it's going to be a while before it's anything big. if it does get big.
Speaking of, it reminded me of something else. The Sony announced their PlayStation TV is finally coming here. It's going to be released on October 14th for $100. Do you know what it is?
Nope.
It is a set-top, pretty much Vita for your desk. The PlayStation TV is a set-top box that will play Vita games, PS3 games, and PS4 games via remote play. There's a $100 version of it, and then there's a $140 bundle that comes with an 8 gig memory card and Lego Movie and a DualShock 3. Pretty much the idea of it is, like, if you have a PS4 in the living room and you put this in your bedroom, you can play your PS4 games from your bedroom without being in the living room.
Right.
And Vita and PS3 titles. And classics, I guess. There's classics. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not sure. I mean, I have no idea what they're doing with the Vita right now. It seems like they're just dropping it off.
They've just completely forgotten about it.
I don't know what their plan is on it, or maybe they are just trying to forget about it.
Yeah. I don't know why. I love the Vita. I mean, I don't love it, but it's a great piece of tech. I wish I could use it more. I literally, the only thing I've ever played on it is Hot Shots Golf, because I love that series. There's like nothing else to get on there. Is there a Monster Hunter? Are you bored? Are you bored, Candy? What's wrong with you? You're bored.
No, I'm not. I'm tired.
I don't care. Wake up.
I'm trying to.
What are you wearing right now?
My Dead Rising. Or not Dead Rising.
I'm sorry I'm boring you. Everybody, we're boring Candy. I guess we better bring this thing to a close soon. I only have a couple more things anyway. Next section, what's coming up on my stream? We hope to do the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children reenactment in Minecraft this weekend, but my neighbor and my stepdad are heavily hitting me, wanting me to go fishing with them this week on a boat overnight. Candy.
I'll miss you.
I want to do both. That's the problem. So I don't know what I'm going to do, if it's going to be this weekend. But also, that also ties into my 24-hour stream of Zelda Warriors. That's Friday, and the fishing trip is Saturday. So I don't know. I've got some decisions to make. But what else is coming up? There'll be a lot of Zelda Warriors. You will see Middle Earth, and then a whole slew of games in October, which we'll save for another podcast. And then in closing, I want to start this as a normal thing, okay, Candy?
Okay.
I'm going to need you to stop acting so brand new.
So brand new?
Yes. Acting brand new is the acting stuck up, funny, different towards your peeps. In a sentence, Shay has been acting all brand new since she hooked up with dat white boy. Or Cameron be acting brand new now that he got some new kicks. What do you think, Candy?
Yeah. Don't be acting brand new.
Yeah, I'm just pulling out random Urban Dictionary words to close podcasts with. Do you have a problem with it?
No, it's all good.
Well, why are you acting so brand new?
I'm not acting brand new.
Do you think, anybody come to mind that's been acting brand new lately?
Who's been acting brand new? I can't really name anybody.
Aorson?
Maybe. I haven't talked to Aorson in a while. Maybe we should go say hi sometime.
Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to at the end here?
Let's give a shout out to like Fleecy and Nomad and Sander and all them.
Show up.
Well, fine. Let's give a shout out to Fleecy then.
No, I'm talking about people in chat.
Oh, what? Fine. Hey, let's give a shout out to the Walking Fish Corpse and finding that guy.
Yeah. Good job with that, Candy. He's quite the great streamer. You guys should check him out. And
just shout out to Tara.
Tara FF6.
Tara FF6.
Who do you think is going to be a bigger streamer between those two?
You know what? That's going to be a challenge. Those two are going to be battling out. Are you going to be